Okay, good morning. So, got up this morning hoping that there would be some sort of like CrossFit miracle that might have happened, and nada. So we carry on, who cares? Right, so I've got a fancy wee stand there and I'm just trying it out. I'm sure it wasn't just a waste of money, much like my CrossFit affiliation fee. Joy. Tuesday the 9th of June. Today's workout is freedom. Oh, it feels weird not holding it. Feels weird. I could just hold it like this. Today's workout is for time, and you've got 100 shoulder to overhead, 100 hang power cleans, 100 ab mat sit-ups. Now you can break these reps up any way you want, and work through all 300 reps in any order you please. So you could actually start with 10 ab mat sit-ups if you wanted. You could start with one ab mat sit-up if you want. You could go 1-1-1, 1-1-1, 100 rounds of one. I'd love somebody to do that. There's not specifically a good way to do this, it's really up to you. A lot of people will go with sets of 10 or they'll go with sets of 20. Both good options. A bit of it depends on how heavy you go. For example, the shoulder to overhead might limit the set that you do. So that's that for the beginners. Instead of the ab mat sit-ups, you'll have the option of seated knee raises. So let's have a look. The other thing that this does is it hides the mess in the garage, which is that. But that is that's the kitchen for my camper van. So that's sacred stuff right there. That's sacred stuff. I'll update you on the camper van in the next week or so after I've got the kitchen put in. So, shoulders overhead. You can do this with whatever you've got, standard. Okay, so if you've got one kettlebell, you could go one arm at a time. You can use your legs if you want. You could hold it here if you wanted. It's a little bit more awkward, but you could do, and some people do opt for that, absolutely fine. If you have a little makeshift weight, a little bag or something, then you probably want to hold that in both hands below your chin, press overhead. And then if you've got two weights, for example 2 dumbbells, 2 water bottles, whatever it might be, you can use them together. Fill it with peas and shake it. Shake all your woes away. That's how I feel. The hang power cleans can be done with 2 weights, can be done with a barbell if you've got one. 2 weights, push your butt back out behind you and lean over. This part's important, okay? So make sure that you push your bum out behind you and your hands should come down to about the height of your knees for this. You then drive up through your legs and catch on your shoulders. Then stand. Back to your knees, drive up, catch, stand. If you've only got one weight, then I suggest you drop it down between your knees. Same idea though, catch it on your shoulder and then stand. And if you've got something like this, something homemade, then same idea, lean over to your knees, drive up, and this time instead of it going onto your shoulder, it's going to come under your chin and bring your elbows through underneath it. So, no problems with kit, you can use pretty much anything. I know it looks like it's technical, but you can use pretty much anything. And then with the ab mat sit-ups, I do have one. If you don't have one, honestly you can get these. You're probably going to pay about a tenner or so for them. You can get them. It's a nice piece of home kit. Doesn't take up much space, that's where I was going. Doesn't take up much space. So, you should go back. Oh God, I'm going to be out the garage door. Sit with the soles of your feet together, like that. Go all the way back, touch the ground behind your head, sit up, touch the ground in front of your feet. You can do this without an ab mat. So if you don't have one, you can do ab mat sit-ups without an ab mat, it's not that big a deal. I will say it is slower though. if you want to, you can hook your feet under something. So if you've got a weight or something, I'll just go back a wee bit so you can see that. If you've got a weight or something, you could hook your feet underneath it, anchor your feet. I'll be out the door if I do one. But you get the idea, do a regular setup. Or I'm happy enough for you to sub the ab mat setups with some other core exercise. Honestly, just put it in the notes in Sugar WOD that you did that. Like, we're not competing against each other. There's no requirement for you all to do the exact same thing. It's quite nice for you to be able to compare, and it means that you're not doubling up on something that I may program tomorrow. So say for example you do VTUX today, you don't know whether or not I might program VTUX tomorrow. So if you stick to the program as much as you can, but don't worry about changing it if you need to. So if you just decided you wanted to do Russian twists instead, crack on, although I'd suggest you double up on the Russian twists because they are quick. They are quick. So the Russian twists would be 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, and so on. For any beginners, you might want to sit up onto something and do the seated knee raises. So take a seat on something, and I think I actually put alternating knee raises in Sugar WOD. I'll give you both options. So alternating would be one knee, then the other. Just knee raises would be both knees together. That's it. I have no idea whether or not we may be something other than CrossFit. Maybe we'll be Croft Fit. It's been a long-standing dream of mine, Croft Fit. Imagine it. Rural. Maybe an area where we could have a community garden and people could camp. Maybe I'd have some yurts. I just like the word yurt, it's good. We could have some yurts and basically we would have like, it'd be like a Croft Fit because it would be like a small holding of tiny animals. So all we would have would be small animals like tiny horses, micro pigs, you know, that sort of thing. And then just normal sized chickens so that they look like giant chickens. And it'll be the stuff that dreams are made of. And I've wanted that for years. Croft Fit. It's amazing, oh, it sounds good, doesn't it? Anyway, we shall see what comes of this. For us today, makes no odds, we are going to get fit. We're going to carry on. Screw those guys. Right, love yous, see you later, bye.